Messy Garage, we're going to put some engine guards on this Meteor 350. And so there's some assembly that goes into the engine guards before we actually get them on the bike. So I'm going to take you over to the bench and we'll start from there. All right, so here we are on the bench. Here's some of the parts that come with the kit. You've got the front piece, it's got a nice Royal Enfield logo on it. This little dog bone looking thing, and that's going to go in here. You'll see why later. And you've got a bunch of screws, so it comes with a bolt that we're going to use later as well. You've got these 4 smaller bolts and washers, and you've got 2 longer ones. This is going to be a 4mm Allen head, so we're going to put these in here and just crank them down real quick. Oh, and also in the kit there's these bolts here that we're going to be using in a second. So I'm cranking these down. And this is supposed to be 8 Newton meters, which is not a lot of torque. So I'm not gonna, I guess I could torque them down to the spec, but I'm just gonna put them on there very snug, and that should be good. All right, so that's what that looks like. So our next step on this, I've got the engine guards. I'll show you how I've got them laid out. I've got the engine guards laid out on the table like this. This is how they're going to actually be on the bike. This part is going to be with the R up. So we're going to lay that like this. And now the next step that we're going to do is we're actually going to slide this piece into this end, and then put screws here and here, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So let me put the camera down and we will do that. Now we're going to take these 4 bolts and get them started. And this is also going to be that 4mm Allen head. There it goes. Okay. So these are also cranked down to 8 Newton meters as well, but we're just going to go to where it's pretty snug. So just make sure that you've got the R facing the right way. It's going to be what you see in the front of the bike. Like this. I'll say it like that. And the tabs with the holes are going to be at the bottom. So next step is we're going to get it over to the bike. Alright, so the instructions, and Royal Enfield will tell you that this is going to be a 13, and it is not. It's actually a 14. So the 14 fits. Hold on to that 13 that you already have out, because it is going to be on the new bolt. On the nut side, you're going to put a 17-inch spanner wrench, and then you're going to remove this bolt. Jeez. There it goes. Torque down. All right. So we will not be reusing this bolt, but we'll be using the new one. And so I think the first step that we're going to do, here's the guard. I'm going to rotate it up into place, and we're going to attach it up here to these two holes with the supplied nuts and bolts. We got the bolts and nuts that come with it, and I'm going to rotate carefully so you don't scratch it up. Put the guard in place. You want to make sure that the clutch line is going to be in back of the engine guard. So we're going to get one of them in place for now. Where little hands would probably come in handy. No pun intended. Okay, I've got one started. There it goes. It's hard to do from the angle so the camera can get in. All right, I'm just doing these finger tight for now. We need to get everything into position. And then we'll come back and torque all the bolts down. I'm going to put our bolts in there too, just to hold it steady. Alright, so these are just finger tight for now. This is a 13 millimeter on the front. A 13 millimeter also in the back where my hand is in back of it. This is going to be a 13 millimeter here on this bolt, the one we took out before, and a 17. Then I'm going to hold on with the spanner wrench. All right. So now what I'm going to do, let me just get these tightened up, and then we'll come back and we'll hit them with the torque wrench. So these top center bolts up here are going to be 25 Newton meters, which I think is about 18.4 foot-pounds. That was right about on, just doing it by hand. Alright, those are done. And then the bolt down here is going to be 55 Newton meters, which is, what did I say that was, 40.5? I'm going to hold the bolt with the wrench on one side there we go. Job's done. They look pretty good. All right, so any questions, leave them in the comments. Like and subscribe for more content on this motorcycle or the Indian Scout or the Continental GT by Royal Enfield. Thanks again. Bye. You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go. Click on some other videos, but go home.